Holy buckets, here it is. It is in its brand new, beautiful binder. This is the Fan Clan Master Set of Temporal Forces. Look at how good this looks. Oh my goodness. This belongs to one of you. One of you gets to win this entire master set. And if you want to be the winner, here's what you have to do. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So scroll down, hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed, and then leave a like and a comment on this video right up here. Now, don't do it right now. Wait till the end of this video, but go back, watch this video, leave a like and a comment on this video, and then boom, you're entered. Come back on April 5th, Friday, April 5th. That's when we are going to announce the winner at the beginning of the video. Good luck. Oh boy, it is Thursday, April 4th, and it is snowing outside. Again, still snowing. It's been snowing on and off for the past 3 days. So that's cool. That's where we're at. It is what it is, I guess. That's fine. I'm a big believer of the mantra of if you don't like your situation, change your situation. And I chose to live here. I continue to choose to live here, and that's fine. Wisconsin is what it's good, it's bad, it's got goods and bads, just like every place. So we're gonna just take the good with the bad, and it's fine. Tomorrow is a big day, though. Tomorrow is Friday, April 5th, and tomorrow is the day where we're giving this bad boy away, as you saw at the beginning of the video. This is a custom-made binder by a member of the Fan Clan. So a member of the Fan Clan ordered this Vault X Mint binder, super cool binder, and then they etched all this stuff in, including the Temporal Forces set abbreviation up here. We got the logo, really, really cool looking binder, and this is the Fan Clan Master Set. We get to give this away to one of you, one lucky subscriber. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So that'll be tomorrow. That's gonna be cool. And then the next Master Set we're gonna give away is Twilight Masquerade, which comes out next month. That looks absolutely slapping. I am a huge fan of how Twilight Masquerade is unfolding. The Greninja EX that just leaked looks really, really good. It's going to wreck Iron Hands. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of the set unveils, but really cool looking set. Really excited for Twilight Masquerade, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Astral Radiance today. Thank you guys so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate you. I love you guys. I usually say that at the end, but I want you guys to know how much you really mean to me. And before we talk about Astral Radiance, I don't typically start with a disclaimer, but I am going to start with a disclaimer today. I'm just going to say this is not investment advice. This is not advice in any way, shape, or form. I am not good at investing in anything, so definitely don't take what I say as a recommendation. Take it as information. I am just trying to give information out there so that way you can make the best decision when it comes to spending your collection budget. I do not invest really in Pokemon at all because I don't have the patience for it. I run an online store, and really the big thing for me is like Temporal Forces, for example. Temporal Forces booster boxes, the set just came out. We know that it's going to be a little bit less printed, not short printed. Don't mistake that. We don't want to say short printed because short printed implies that it's not going to meet demand. There's going to be plenty of it out there, but probably a little bit less printed because demand isn't as high. I'm going to sell all the Temporal Forces booster boxes. I've got all of them listed on the website because I just want them to move. Like it's only going to make me $3-4 profit per box at the best, and that's fine. That's pretty much the case with every single Scarlet and Violet set, and that's how it was pre-pandemic with all of the Sun and Moon sets, with all of the X and Y sets. You might get lucky and you might make a couple of bucks on each booster box, and then I will take that couple of dollars and I will buy Buddy Buddy Poffins, I will buy Jet Energies, I will buy something else rather than wait a year or 2 years to try and make $10 profit or something like that. I just have to keep the business wheels moving. That's a completely different mindset, and I hope that's fair, but I don't want to mistake anybody by saying, hey, Danny's saying go out and buy Astral Radiance. I'm not saying that at all. This is just information. I think I've got some good information, so I'm going to flip you guys around so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So we're on the Pokemon Center website right here. We're just starting off with this. We just searched for Astral Radiance. A lot of stuff in stock still, including the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer boxes. So those are still available. Those are hovering right around MSRP on TCG Player. I don't know how much longer these are going to last in stock, but if you're somebody who collects Elite Trainer boxes, I think the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes are actually a really good idea, much better than just your typical Elite Trainer box because they are more exclusive, just because they say Pokemon Center on them. You get a little bit of extra stuff in them, you get a little bit extra packs, but I just think it's a better product, a better version of product that looks a little bit sleeker because they are going to be more exclusive. But one thing that you will notice is this bad boy right here. The Pokemon Center is now sold out of Astral Radiance booster boxes. Now, what does this mean? We talked about this with Fusion Strike, with Chilling Reign a few weeks ago, and the way that Pokemon works when it comes to booster boxes is sealed is always great. Sealed is always going to rise. You have a floor when it comes to sealed. Right now, your floor for Scarlet and Violet base booster boxes, or pretty much the entire Scarlet and Violet generation, is you can find them if you look really, really hard, probably right around $85 a piece, somewhere around there. MSRP about $160 for the Scarlet and Violet generation. So finding them for about $85, that's where you really want to pull the trigger. That's where you're going to get the best pack price if you're opening packs, or even if you're somebody who's holding long term, like you just want to buy around that $85 price point. As supply slowly starts drying up, and as LGSs carry less and less and less because they've sold out their initial stock, and then it just doesn't make sense for them to order more until the margins start looking a little bit better, then it starts creeping up a little bit. We've seen this with every single sealed set that's ever released, even with like Battle Styles. Battle Styles, the least important, the least probably the smallest demand when it comes to a booster box from the Sword and Shield era. Battle Styles, even that, it was $80, $85 a booster box, and now you see it, 105, 110, continuing to climb and dip and go all over the place, but ultimately trend in the upward direction. So you see that all the time. And Astral Radiance never had a real chance of going above MSRP until this happens. And when Pokemon Center has booster boxes on the website, they only sell at MSRP. They always sell at MSRP. So that's why you see $143.64. Now, your profit margin on that as a Pokemon company is going to be very large. That's why you have so much better market pricing when it comes to Astral Radiance. You might have been able to buy Astral Radiance booster boxes for $100 a piece if you bought them by the case, or $105 a piece, $110 a piece a year ago. But then once reprints start happening and demand, you know how it all works. It's going to continue to rise, but it's not going to pass that MSRP threshold until it starts selling out on the Pokemon Center website, because that means, hey, it's not available anymore at MSRP. So then it's only available on the secondary market, not the first market anymore. So now it is sold out on Pokemon Center website. We saw this happen with Fusion Strike recently. We saw this happen with Chilling Reign recently. And look what happened with those sets. They started exploding. They jumped up over, to over $200 a booster box, basically within the span of a couple weeks. Is that going to happen with Astral Radiance? I don't know. But there's a couple of really important things to kind of look at. So here's point number one that I really wanted to make. You can look on the Pokemon Center website in the UK. So if you are all my European friends out there, if you live in the UK, these are still available on the Pokemon Center website in the UK. You can change your region in the United States just to kind of view what's available on the UK Pokemon Center website. I don't know if you can order or not, but you can definitely view what's happening. I don't think they'll ship it overseas to you, but you can view what's going on over there. These are all in stock still on the Pokemon Center website in the UK. You still have Fusion Strike selling for MSRP. You still have Chilling Reign selling for MSRP. Obviously, the conversion is a little bit different. You still have Astral Radiance available. You still have Brilliant Stars available. Brilliant Stars is still available on the United States. This is just how the snip ended up working out. But Fusion Strike and Chilling Reign, two sets that's recently sold out on the Pokemon Center in the US, are still available on the Pokemon Center website in the UK. Same thing with Astral Radiance. Now, is this a big deal? I don't know. It depends on how much stock they have. And really, Pokemon is not going to tell us how much stock that they have in place. But there was a time during the pandemic, and again, this is just for information, so you make your own decision based off of this information. There was a time during the pandemic where there was a decent amount of overstocked items in the UK. And because of that, Pokemon took some of that stuff and they brought it back to the United States and then divvied it up amongst distribution so that way they could sell it to LGS's, online stores, brick and mortars, places like that. So if there is a lot available over there, that could be something that happens down the road. They could be like, okay, well, there's still a ton that's available over in our warehousing in the UK. Let's take some of these, transition them over to the United States so that way we can move some of them. It really depends on how much is available. There might not be. That is a long shot. I would assume that there's probably not enough available for them to kind of divvy them up. But it is worth noting that it is all three of those sets still in stock over in the UK. Here's what's still available at distribution. Astral Radiance is not on the list. Now, it is also important to realize that outside of Scarlet and Violet sets, now Scarlet and Violet sets remain at wholesale pricing, remain unlimited. Basically, you can order as much as you want. There's still plenty available. And this is not every single distribution channel that's out there. This is just a couple of my distributors that have these available. So not a ton of them. I don't know. I don't work with every single distributor out there. I just have a handful of them. And this is just a couple of them that have stock of these items. However, they are all selling for market price. You can buy Lost Origin booster boxes, for example. However, you're going to pay about $140 for them MSRP. So at that point, it's like, okay, well, you can buy it on the Pokemon Center website for basically the
same price. It's basically market price when it comes to these products that are, out of print at this point in time. They're also limited, so you can also only order maybe 2, 3, 4 booster boxes at a time, depending on how much available stock they have at distribution. But there still is some available that you could order, on a weekly basis. Let's say I want to get a couple of Brilliant Stars booster boxes every single week until my distributor runs out. That is an option. So these are still available. No Astral Radiance on this list, no Chilling Rain on this list, no Fusion Strike on this list. But we do have Brilliant Stars, Darkness Ablaze, Lost Origin, Silver Tempest, Vivid Voltage. One interesting note worth saying is that they did start selling English booster boxes over in Japan, so I don't know what stock looks like over there, and I couldn't find any on the Pokemon Center website in Japan. Also, it is worth noting that Lost Origin is sold out on the Pokemon Center website in the UK. So the same thing could happen. They could take Lost Origin stock from over here and put it over there. We have no idea exactly how the mindset of Pokemon works, but there are still booster boxes available at distribution, albeit very, very limited quantities that you can order, and you're also paying market price on them. Astral Radiance, one of the sets that did not get reprinted as much as the other sets from the back half of Sword and Shield. If you remember, the last reprint that we had from the back half of Sword and Shield was a huge impact on Silver Tempest and on Lost Origin. That really brought the prices of booster boxes down quite a bit. Now, do I think they're going to reprint Astral Radiance? Probably not at this point anymore, to be honest. It wouldn't surprise me because nothing that Pokemon does surprises me. However, I do think we are kind of closed on that reprint window when it comes to all these Sword and Shield sets. Pretty much everything from Sword and Shield I think is done now. Like MSRP has changed. I mean, they got everything out. I think they're done. Astral Radiance did get a small reprint, but it was not as big as those other two sets and not as big as Brilliant Stars. That Brilliant Stars reprint came a lot later. So that's why you've seen this trail off there in December of 2023 where it dipped down to about 120 or so. Its 1 year low was actually in July of 2023 where it hit 117.51, but really been trending up over these last couple of months. And that's because there's been a lot of focus on Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield Era is a set that I think generation I think that a lot of people are interested in for long term because they think, 20 years down the road, there's going to be people who are interested in opening up the Sword and Shield Era because a lot of kids who are growing up with Pokemon now will start having more adult money down the road. And that's why I think a lot of people are kind of hoarding or putting away in storage lockers, investing in the long term. We'll call it that. Current price on these a little bit above MSRP now at $149.05, so starting to pass that MSRP threshold. Now that they're not available on Pokemon Center website anymore, same thing happening with booster box cases. Now, cases, another thing, obviously, that you could collect as a seal collector. A lot more expensive, a lot bulkier, right? Because there's 6 of them as opposed to, just a singular box. However, this has been trending upward over the past year. You can see it a little bit flat from July of 2023 up until December of 2023. It increased, but not 7-8%, somewhere around there. But overall, in April of 2023, it was sub $700 booster box case. So you could buy booster boxes for basically $110, somewhere around there. Buy booster box cases, $110 per box, and it's been climbing ever since. And now it's sitting at $872.22, which is a good price. However, there is none available at that price point. And if you look on TCG Player, and I also looked on eBay, there's really nothing available at that price point. So this market price is going to change really, really quick. You can see there's only one available on TCG Player right now by Gilbert Games, and it's $1,500 for the case. That's the only listing that's currently available on TCG Player, so sold out basically on TCG Player until more people start listing items, and they're probably going to chase whatever the new established market price is, which is probably going to be above $950. As you see, the last sale was $950, and they're selling. April 2nd, there's a few sales. April 3rd, there was a couple sales. So when they were still available, they sold at that $900 price point. Here are the sleeve boosters right here, still available on PokemonCenter.com. You can see sleeve boosters starting to make a little bit of a move. This is going to be interesting to see how booster packs move once booster boxes are obviously out of stock. There was so many Sword and Shield products that came out, so many collection boxes, so many tins, so many things that just kind of sat on the shelves, sat at distribution. So a lot of different areas that, a lot of different collection boxes and things like that can still be cracked open to remove packs from. So that's going to probably keep Astral Radiance booster packs relatively cheap, relatively inexpensive. Sleeve boosters always a little bit more interesting because those are printed obviously differently with the cardboard sleeve on them. You can see this drop down to about $3.12 recently after hitting that $3.72 cent high back in April, and now starting to trend in the upward direction. But I think you're going to see a lot of Astral Radiance products probably start to trend in the upward direction. Currently sitting at $3.45 right now, and I also put a snip up there of the amount of listings currently on TCG Player. There are 16 total listings on TCG Player. It is worth noting that some of those listings have well over 100 of them in stock. So you could go to one listing, maybe somebody has it for $3.30, and there could be 135 available. Loose booster packs. This is more falls in line with what we were just talking about as far as collection boxes and tins go. This one's starting to trend in the upward direction as well. You can see in August of 2023, it was down to $2.68. It's been jumping up quite a bit. It did hit that 1 year high of $3.35 in December, or really close to that 1 year high in December, then backed off a little bit. Now it's sitting at $3.19, which isn't bad. Kind of focuses on about 36 packs at that price point of about $120. You can see still 82 listings on TCG Player, so there's still quite a few that are available up there. Many of those listings having multiples available. Here's the Astral Radiance normal Elite Trainer box. Elite Trainer boxes, there's been a lot of them printed. There are tons of them out there. That's why I think that it's more important to focus on like the exclusive ones, the Pokemon Center exclusive ones. This will continue to trend in the upward direction. However, it's going to take a long time for this really to start growing. The Astral Radiance Elite Trainer box currently sitting at $37.22, so still a little bit below MSRP, but still you can see it just hit its low in February. So only about a month ago it hit $30.78. So it has grown about 20% over the past month. However, there's still going to be lots of these available. 54 current listings, market price of $37.22. Here's that exclusive one that we were talking about before. Obviously, this is a little bit different of a situation, but you can see starting to trend in the upward direction. This one is not going to really shoot up a whole lot until it sells out on the Pokemon Center website. You still have 23 listings available, which isn't a ton, and I don't think there's going to be a ton available in those listings. You can see, however, these are not selling fast on TCG Player, and why would they? Why would you pay $52 on TCG Player when you can go buy it on the Pokemon Center website for $49.99? So sitting at $51.96, it was at $59.51. It really hasn't gone out of stock on the Pokemon Center website. It might in the near future. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Some of the singles really starting to move in Astral Radiance. I think part of that is because they're getting a lot more attention. Also, some of it is because of competitive play. Here's that alternate art Machamp V. This is the chase for a lot of people in the set. I remember when this set first came out, Machamp V was pre-ordering for only about $55, and then ended up being a huge chase for a lot of people. And it's a cool card. One of my favorite alternate arts in the Sword and Shield era, but you can see still well off of its 1 year high. It was at 117.47 back in May of 2023, and it really trended downward. A lot of cards in the market trended in the downward direction up until February of 2024. That's where it hit that 1 year low of $78.96, and it's actually gained quite a bit over the past month and a half. It's jumped up almost 20%. So it's sitting at $95.30. So it's still quite a bit off of its 1 year high, but definitely trending in that upward direction. It wouldn't surprise me if you saw this card pass $100 very, very soon here. Here's the Starmie V. This is probably the chase as far as the trainer gallery goes. The Starmie V doing really, really well. You can see kind of a brief blip where it just exploded in price. It jumped up to that $55.86. But if we take that out of the equation, $31.14 is where it started at in April, and it's been steadily growing really ever since then, about 25% up where it was in April of last year. So continuing to trend in the upward direction. It's currently sitting at $39.25. So definitely a very in-demand card there. The Double Turbo Energy, this is one of the two cards we're going to look at that is extremely impacted by competitive play. Double Turbo Energy a long time ago, back in April, a year ago, it was much, much higher at $25.61, but it is only about 10% off of that now. You can see it dropped all the way down to $14.25, but now with rotation happening, people wanting to bling out their deck a little bit, it has jumped up. This will probably stabilize for about a year now until rotation hits again, depending on how necessary Double Turbo Energy is in the format. You might see it go up a little bit more before it comes back down again. So currently sitting at $22.54. And then we've got the Origin Form Dialga V-Star. This price is going to be completely depicted by how this card performs this weekend. Obviously, we just had the release of Temporal Forces with cards like Metang that came out that added a lot of support to a card like Dialga V-Star. There is a lot of potential behind this deck, especially in the upcoming format, the upcoming tournament. So depending on how it performs, you might see this card go up even higher. But if it does poorly and doesn't end up being very good, you're going to see this card crash back down real quick. But you can see in February of 2024, this hit $1.89. So this was a bulk ultra rare that basically exploded in a month ever since Temporal Forces came out. Now it's sitting at $11.99. $1.93. So if you have copies of the Dialga V-Star, now might be the time that you want to start trading them off, maybe to add a different piece to your collection or something like that. That's all we're going to talk about on Astral Radiance. You can let me know in the comment section down below what you think the future holds. Astral Radiance is a lot of fun set. Obviously, the second set where we added that trainer gallery subset in there, still in stock in the UK as far as the Pokemon Center goes, but now out of stock for now, at least in the Pokemon Center website. You never know. They might restock it. I doubt they will, but they might at some point in time, depending on how much more accessibility they have to additional booster boxes, but definitely something to keep an eye on. So hope you enjoy the information. If you do, please hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a really long way for the algorithm. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. We'll be back tomorrow to give this bad boy away. Thanks for everything. Until then, peace.